Golden Blue Dude here with you again. If you're a college football fan, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button. I make videos every single day, sometimes multiple videos, depending on how active the day is or what kind of mood I'm in. So if you don't like this video, maybe you'll like one of my other videos. So finally, the AP has released its top 25. The thing that I'm confused about is, well, since the Big Ten and the Pac-12 aren't playing, why are they in the top 25? I'm looking at it. I wrote them down. What's going to happen whenever the spring season happens? I mean, are they eventually going to all get bumped out? And then whenever the spring season starts, everybody else get bumped out? I'm super confused. But anyways, I'm still going to break it down real quick. Nothing super in-depth. So, 25 to number 1. I mean, it's okay. There's one team that's missing, though. I don't know why they're not putting them in there, and that is Miami. Miami is going to be super talented. A lot of offense and defense coming back, and Derek King. I think Miami most definitely deserves to be in the top 25, but they're not. Starting at number 25 is Tennessee. Now, I have Tennessee finishing third in the SEC. I think they get the tiebreaker over Kentucky, but I do think they finish 5-5 because they have a tough schedule. I broke that down in a different video. So Tennessee at 25, I think is a good start, but I don't know if they'll finish in the top 25 because of a brutal schedule. But it also depends on what everybody else does. Number 24, Iowa. They're not going to play, so I can't really give an opinion. Well, they're going to play in the spring. I guess I'll give my opinion then. So Iowa's number 24. Iowa State number 23. I've said this time and time again. They are definitely my biggest sleeper, not only to win the Big 12, but to get to the playoffs, whatever that's going to look like. So Iowa State is at number 23. Number 22, Utah. They're not going to be playing till the spring, but even at that, I don't think Utah is going to be a top 25 team this year. I think they lost a lot from last year, and they'll be back into rebuild mode. They will be better in the years to come, but I don't think this is the year. Number 21, UCF. I think slowly but surely UCF is passing the mantle or the torch onto Cincinnati. But being at number 21, I can live with that. And then that brings us to number 20, Cincinnati. I just said it, passing the torch. So I agree with Cincinnati being number 20 above UCF. Watch out for their coach. People are going to come a-calling for Luke Fickell. Number 19, Minnesota. I know they're not going to play till the spring, but Minnesota, last year was a magical year, but they lost way too much. I think Minnesota will once again be, well, Minnesota. North Carolina, number 18. This is a good spot for North Carolina. I think they're going to be right up there with Miami, Clemson, and Notre Dame. Well, Clemson and Notre Dame are going to be on another level, but they'll be right up there with Miami to possibly get into the ACC championship, depending on what Notre Dame does. 17, USC. They have an excellent quarterback in Slavis, and I think they had a good team coming back, so it's a shame that they will not be playing in the fall. 16, Michigan. I don't know what to say about that. Jim Harbaugh, I mean, he gets 9 wins consistently, sometimes 10, but can't beat Ohio State, so I guess that's a good spot. Number 15, Oklahoma State. They have the talent to be number 15, but only one of their offensive linemen are coming back, and there was a little bit of, I don't know, butting of heads over Mike Gundy's T-shirt and the way he's handled some things. So we'll see. They have the talent, but I don't know. Number 14, Texas. They definitely have the talent and a decent schedule to win the Big 12. I think Texas is going to be there in the end. Number 13, Texas A&M. Kellen Mond, he's a great quarterback, but can Jimbo Fisher get Texas A&M up to a level that we saw Florida State whenever they have Jameis Winston? I don't know. Maybe that's a good starting point for Texas A&M, but this is a wait and see for them. Brutal schedule. 12, Wisconsin. I think they were going to be consistent if they would have played in the fall. They don't play, so we'll see how the spring goes. Number 11, Auburn. Don't sleep on Auburn and Bo Nix. They have a tricky schedule, but Auburn could finish in the top 10 and possibly be competing for the SEC West and an SEC championship. Number 10, Notre Dame. It all depends on that Clemson game. If they get embarrassed, then Notre Dame won't be a top 10 team. But if they can hold their own and even upset Clemson, playoff hopes will be high. Number 9, Oregon. I think Oregon had a playoff team this year. It is such a shame that they're not playing in the fall. Let's see how they look in the spring. Number 8, Florida. I think Florida will benefit from the easiest schedule in the SEC East. I did a video on that. I think their one loss is to Georgia, but I still think they finish ahead of Georgia because of their schedule. I think Georgia's schedule is much tougher than Florida's, and that's why I think Florida will finish first in the SEC East this year, despite losing to Georgia. Number 7, Penn State. You know, if it wasn't for the opt-out of Parsons, maybe I could buy Penn State at 7. They're not going to play in the fall, but even at that, I would have them outside of the top 10 because of the Parsons thing. 6, LSU. They lost a ton of talent from last year. I don't think 6 is a good spot. I think they're a top 25 team, but I don't think they're a top 10 team, especially number 6. Number 5, Oklahoma. They're bringing in a new quarterback, but Lincoln Riley is known as the quarterback whisperer, and Spencer Rattler is highly touted. So if Lincoln Riley does what Lincoln Riley does, this is a perfect spot for Oklahoma. Just watch out for Texas and Iowa State. Number 4, Georgia. I think they're better than Florida, but like I said, because of their tough schedule, despite beating Florida, I think they'll finish second underneath Florida. But, you know, this could be one of those years where the SEC gets 2 teams in, depending on what the West does. Maybe they beat Alabama or Auburn. Those are the 2 losses that I have Georgia having. So we'll see how all that goes. So 4 is not a bad spot. It's just their schedule is tough. And then number 3, Alabama. I think Alabama will rebound. I don't know about number 3. I think they're definitely a top 10 team, possibly a top 5 team. So I'm okay with number 3, but not 100%. Number 2, Ohio State. My heart goes out to Ohio State and the players. They had a national championship caliber team, and they're not playing in the fall. I think number 2 was exactly where Ohio State was supposed to be. And then we have number 1, Clemson. They have the best overall talent. They have a decent schedule. They do have the trip to Notre Dame, but they get Miami at home. I think Clemson will be in the playoffs, no doubt. And I think this could be the year that Clemson wins the national championship again. If you notice the pattern, it's every other year type of thing. Well, guess what? This is the other year. So don't be surprised if Clemson wins the national championship. That's all I got for you for this video. Like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you on my next video.